I found out I do something weird. Um,
Okay. I've noticed
I
that.
didn't even know that. Well, yeah, reoccurring theme. I like so for two or three people really close to me, I've pre-written their eulogies.
Okay. Wait, wait, wait. Hold on. I think my headphones aren't working. I'm gonna take them out, put them back on because there's no way you just said what you just.
I have pre-written eulogies. I won't say the actual people in my life. I'll
Yeah.
just say my mom and dad. I've written their eulogies already.
Okay.
And then a couple of friends that are very close to me who listen, and if I gave their descriptors, they would know and be creeped out that I've written their
Gotcha.
eulogies already. Hopefully, they sit on a Microsoft Word doc on my hard drive for 50 years.
Yeah,
But
Laura Willing, you know what I'm saying? The
I
creek don't
find
rise.
nothing more off-putting than a meandering, tear-filled unplanned winging it eulogy. So like I've the people
Okay.
that are closest to me and important, I've pre-written them and I go this is the part where I was told was really weird. I have a Google note in my phone
Okay.
and like if something pops in like that would be good for their eulogy, I'll like make a note of it and then later on when I get a free second go I'll take the
So let me
eulogy.
get this straight. So you're editing your loved one's eulogies like a fucking grocery list? Is that
Correct. Yes. I even have a Google note called musings that I just when things come to my head, something with the pod, I'll put it in the musings and like something
gotcha?
that I have like I'll have a musing about that would be good for their eulogy. I'll write it
Yep.
down.
Hmm.
It's like it, people gonna die and then you need a eulogy and I want to bring the house down.
That
And
is
I don't
and I want to
want
bring the house down.
I don't want a bad eulogy. And so there's a handful of people that I know I'll have to speak at and I have like it's a living document.
Yeah.
And like as things come up, as new life things come up, I even have
There's a
in the
joke there, but I
yeah.
won't say because it's gonna sound really bad. But
And
shout out
as
to the
things come
living.
up, like even written into the doc is like pause break for tears, pause break for laughs.
Okay. So that's insanity. That's insane. That's I'm not a therapist. I don't know what that means. I just mean for that the pausing for the applause part.
Yeah, like I know what's funny. I'm gonna get 10 seconds, let the crowd laugh, bring it back. 10 seconds. I have like planned, like when I break, like I'm gonna choke up into tears when I know I'm gonna say a certain line. So
Yeah.
like I have a planned break for that. So I'm not like
Uh-huh.
talking over the tears. And it's
Right.
just it's well written.
Have
I
you
give good speeches.
have you rehearsed this? Have you
Yes,
like
yes,
said them out loud?
yes. Like you rehearse your poems, I rehearse the eulogies.
So I mean, I might call the police on you. This is crazy, son.
Sorry.
That's wild,
Yes,
bro.
I have mom and dad. I have the eulogies
No,
already pre-written.
the parents that makes that kind of that makes sense.
Who knows? I might go first and never have to even read them.
Yeah,
Like,
you could go first. Hopefully that didn't happen. I don't want that on your parents. You know what I mean?
like I just
But
what? How is it? It's not terribly dissimilar than writing a will. Like you have to plan for death, and like I have to speak at these funerals, so I want to, I don't want to wing it. And
that
there's
is
like
true.
if you
I
write it the
mean,
night before, you're sad. It's filled with emotion. It's gonna not gonna be cogent. Like so, I have it written, and hopefully, it sits on the hard drive for 50 years.
yeah, that's I'm blown away. That's some crazy shit. I thought you were gonna say some shit like, oh, an animal died and I didn't cry when I was a kid or something like
No,
that.
no,
I've
you want to move on?
I don't know. That's just like some overly preparedness, I guess I could say. Like I mean, it's kind. It could
Yeah,
be worse. You know what I mean? I just never
like
thought of that. I mean, I don't know. That's
do you
crazy.
really
I
want to be
mean,
writing what will be,
the hardest thing you've ever had to write.
maybe one of the top 10 most important speeches you'll give in your life? Do you really want to write that with the fresh death on you? Like you want to have a clear head when you write that. And I want,
I
like
mean,
I have a
I
clear head
get
right now.
that. I think well, so because I do poetry and like I have to create from an emotional place. Like it would be easier for me to do it during that. I think.
Yeah,
When my grandmother passed, she passed a couple months ago, and they actually asked me to
my
write.
condolences.
I appreciate it, and they asked me to write um a poem for the obituary, and I had like, and black people they suck at planning,
Yes.
especially my dad's side. They're like extra black, like just like the blacks of black, like late with everything type shit. And they're like, oh yeah, they hit me up on a Saturday night, like, hey, can you write a poem? All right, cool. We need it tomorrow by 10 a.m. What? All right.
See, I don't want to deal with that. Because I
So,
would be like, all I gotta do is rhyme these paragraphs together. I have a poem because it's been written for 30 years.
It's been written for 30 years. You're gonna go up there on the podium like, yo, I wrote this piece four scored 7 years
Yeah,
ago.
pretty much. I'm gonna get a text like, so do you have a eulogy written for me? Oh man, that's pretty good. All right, man.
That's crazy shit, yeah.
What you got, man?
Oh man. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. It does make sense. That's just hilarious. So
No
how
one
many
has told me
eulogies
it's a
is it?
bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. It's just like so
It's
like
weird.
it's weird. It's just I would never think
Yeah.
to do that.
Got a plan for life, you got a plan for death.
That's fair. That's true. Um, how do I transition from that? So speaking of dead things, we're gonna talk
Kyrie's
about
ACL.
we're gonna talk about the Dallas Mavericks season now.
I didn't even know that he tore his ACL to this morning. Well, let me get you
Yeah, this
introduce
afternoon,
your
yeah.
topic.
Oh yeah, so obviously we know what's been going on in the NBA, the trade that basically broke the world.
Yes.
Them sending Luca for AD
We were
uh
drunk at 12:30 at the bar,
and
and I
at the
thought it was
bar.
cap.
We all thought it
George
was
showed me his phone, and I was like, man, I know you lit because you falling for bullshit on Twitter.
Yeah,
Nobody
he thought I
fucking
got
trade Luka
Sintel.
Doncic.
By the way, shout out to Sintel, they back, rumors never die.
Yeah.
Um
Even Shams had to double back, like, yeah, it's real.
yeah, he was like, yeah, this is real, guys. 'Cause I saw them the ticker on ESPN, I was like, what? I was like, nah, I know we're drunk, but we're not that drunk. And
You
I had to
told
go
me,
on
and I was
Twitter.
like, nigga, go. It's time for you to get in the Uber. Like it.
Because they had
Put
just
that
played
man
the
in an
Knicks.
Uber. His night
Like
is over.
they had literally just played the Knicks. You were like, nah, bro, this is not
Yeah, like
okay.
put that man in an Uber. His night is over. He said the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic. Anyways, carry on.
So of course AD got hurt again his first game back with the Mavericks, and now last night Kyrie Irving tore his ACL. So their season went from somewhat hopeful to dog shit in a matter of weeks.
Don't forget this part. They raised season ticket prices 8%
8%.
yesterday.
And they also had to up security detail for the GM who traded Luca, because fans were saying they were going to kill him.
I mean, okay,
I don't think they're
so
actually going to kill him, obviously, but we do need
people
to say
followed
that.
up on it, and there was no police report filed.
Okay, well,
So
that's
don't
good.
tell me you're getting death threats that you genuinely believe are real if
Right.
you didn't take it to the police.
I feel
What
you.
I think you wanted to do is shield yourself from criticism by it's the
Right.
easiest way you can do that is say people are threatening to kill me online. And it's like, okay, well, do you take any of it seriously?
Facts.
Yeah. Okay. Did you go to the police? No. Then you didn't take
No.
any of it seriously.
And what's
I,
crazy to me
you can
is
go into
like,
any high profile person's mentions and find insanity.
correct.
Like you don't need
There's
to use that.
literally a running joke on TikTok now where it's people saying, I won't say what it is for obvious reasons, but there's they'll be like, so somebody eventually is going to have to, and when they do, we should take care of their books
Yeah.
when they, and then also if they have kids, we should pay for their kids going to college for them saving us from, like it's
I ain't touching that.
right.
So no, their season is over. What
Yeah,
I
man.
saw it was I think it was Israel Gutierrez and
Mhm.
Amin Elassan
Al-Hassan, yeah.
on a podcast earlier, and they made the point that like normally like the 76ers like they planned everything around the unlikely event that like Embiid would be healthy and like you know make it through
Right.
the playoffs, and of course that didn't happen. He was like
Yep.
the Mavericks did the reverse. They were healthy, made the finals, and traded Luca because he might get hurt. And it's like what?
Right. Or because he smokes hookah and drinks every now and then. Like, bruh,
It'd be one thing if Luca wasn't breaking through, but he made the finals
yeah,
last year.
last year.
Uh, I don't in a year we didn't expect them to,
They were never supposed to get that far. They
So
were
I
never
mean,
supposed to
they
get that
went
far.
through OKC and Denver to get there. No,
Minnesota
OKC
took
and the
out Denver, but
Timberwolves.
okay, soon Timberwolves, yep.
Yeah,
And the
and
Clippers.
yeah, it was like I don't know, man. Like if you're trading Luca, then what? I don't. What's the point of this?
Yeah, you just said like, and my thing too is like we understand it's a business, but to me it's like you're gonna trade the franchise player in his prime, which is all time stupid, and then you're gonna try to like justify it by shitting on his name on the way out.
Yeah, and like you can go back and look at Luca at age 18. He's definitely
He definitely put
enjoyed
on
the
weight
American portion sizes.
for sure.
Like
He is enjoying Dallas
yeah,
or
he's
was
enjoying the
enjoying Dallas.
barbecue, but. I mean, you were in the finals last year. This
Yeah,
isn't,
man.
he had some calf issues, okay, but like nothing substantive has happened yet. And you're
Correct.
you're trading a guy who has shown on the court to produce at, I mean, we're talking about first team All NBA 4 or 5 times in a row.
Correct.
MVP, perennial MVP candidate. You're
Hmm.
trading him because his habits might impact
Might.
his future. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So that's what I have on that.
Yeah, that shit is insane. I've never like I remember I read a story where I think it was like it was between '06 and like '09 where the Lakers called the Cavs straight up to offer Kobe for Bron, and they were like Cavs were like, "Nah, son, hang up the
Yeah.
phone."
Well, I mean, that's just you just don't do that.
You
Like,
just don't.
like the top of the basketball player mountain is so steep that like
Hmm.
a top five player we'll call all NBA player. A top five player is so
Right.
much better than a top 10 player. And it's just
Correct.
like you can't trade a top three NBA player for the 10th and the 13th NBA player and get even
And
value.
get
That's
equal
not the
value.
same.
You just can't.
That's not the way basketball works.
No, it's
It's
not.
like the very, very best basketball players are so much better than just the very good one.
Right.
Like it's not. It's
The
just
very best make the goodest look mid. I know goodest is not a word, but like for the sake of the conversation, you know
I
what I
wasn't
mean?
gonna say
Like,
nothing.
no, I understand that. I know, but they're also not the best, and they're
Like
not
the
great. You know what I
like
mean?
an all NBA player is so much better than an all star.
Correct.
And an all star is so much better than like a solid starter. And it just
Yeah,
goes on down the line. And
correct.
you can't replace that. So
No, not at all. You don't trade an MVP for an all-star. Like that
no,
just
no,
doesn't
absolutely
it
not
doesn't make. And also, they're both frequently injured, so it's like it's not you. It just did it. I'll never understand that trade. Like it didn't make any sense at all.
at all.
That's why everyone thought it was bullshit.
For real.
Um, but yeah, and also, so obviously we've been seeing in the news last couple of days. Gene Hackman passed away.
RIP to the legend.
Rest in peace to a legend, man. Him and his wife and his dog, I believe, too, they all are no longer here. Which really sucks. I didn't realize he was 95 years old. I did not realize he was that old. Um,
Yeah. That's why I'm not gonna say it wasn't sad, but he lived a very full life.
yeah, he
And
lived a very full life.
but I'm not gonna speculate on causes of death but
Right.
everybody dying in the house does
Suggests,
gets
yeah,
my spidey senses tingling. But
correct.
we'll let law enforcement handle that.
Yeah.
Angie Stone, RIP, age
Hmm.
65, car accident, post performance, I think, tour bus.
Mm,
She's the only fatality. I don't really have much to add other than RIP to a neo soul legend, and
yes,
I will listen to her music until the end of time.
for
So
sure. She had a lot of classics. Um, Also rest in peace to Michelle Trachtenberg. She was an actress. She was not that much older than us. She was in a lot of shit that, like all the 90s kids kind of watched growing up. Like all the Disney Channel stuff.
I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
No offense to her, but I know who you're talking about
Yeah. She was
now.
in 17 again with Zac Efron. Gossip Girl. What else?
She in
Just
Buffy, I think, something
yeah,
like
Buffy
that.
the Vampire
Yeah,
Slayer. Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
She was in Buffy. She was kind of a child star who turned out, good, which is
yeah.
pretty rare.
And she was only
Um,
39,
yeah,
so
39 years old. She had like a liver disease or something like that. I
I'm
think
36, so
she just had a liver
that's
transplant.
very young.
Yeah, it's very, very sad. Um, and also people need to be nice on social media. I know we talk about that, but like
Yeah,
she had just undergone a liver transplant, so naturally that your body changes.
yeah, you
And
look
she had
gaunt.
posted on right, and she had posted on social media, and like people were making comments about like her, physique and all that stuff, whatever. Similar to how they were doing with Chadwick Boseman. Um, so just like try to be nice out there, y'all, when y'all are,
Yeah.
on the internet. People do care about what y'all say, and people do have feelings.